'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my heartbeat fall?
Men who get on dating apps, they down bad. Because when you really go on, you can't be on dating apps because you're meeting too many women in real life.
Are dating apps really what they're cracked up to be? Over the weekend, I did my own experiment with dating apps. I downloaded some of the most popular dating apps from Bumble to Hinge, and I compiled my own list of data.
You self-improving, you getting in the gym, you getting in shape, you fixing your image, you looking better. Why are you on dating apps? There's no point. Go meet people in real life. This dating app stuff, get off of it. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all those, off, done.
Here's how some of the males are responding to this radical call to action. Asante wrote, "Little extreme here, but you make a point." Another man wrote, "From me using it out of boredom off and on, it's an inorganic experience for real. For one, they try to make you pay for it." This guy then comes back to respond under his own post. "My cousin brought his girl around the family for the first time, and my sister and moms asked how they met, and he said Tinder. They looked so confused." Great relationship, though.
The men on Hinge are actually weird and have no game. And that's why they're on the apps, because they feel more comfortable talking behind a computer than approaching you in real life. Because, like, 9 out of 10 times I don't even think I've been on 10 Hinge dates, but, like, my point to say 90% of the time I've gone on, like, a Hinge date, I feel like the person is, like, very weird. Or just, like, on the nerdier side, at least. And they don't have that kind of suave, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the crowd on the apps are generally the guys that have trouble approaching women in real life. Because the men that I've gotten approached by in real life are usually cooler than the ones I've met on apps. Or at least know how to approach women. Like, they might not be the best looking, but they have the game, as in, like, they can come up to you, "Oh my gosh, hey, what's up, blah blah blah." Like, they might not be like Mr. Brad Pitt or anything, but, like, they have enough confidence and enough game to approach you. Does that make sense? Where I feel like the app are the guys that never would come up to you at a bar.
Then there are those who have the complete opposite experience, like this woman on Tinder. She writes, "I'm talking to this guy from Tinder. It probably won't go anywhere. ...
Why men aren't getting matches on dating apps anymore. First and foremost, I need to highlight that dating apps rock. No, it's not because you don't have a Ferrari, you don't have a six-pack, you don't have 7 figures in your bank account. It's really, honestly, very simple. If you don't have the confidence to approach or hold a conversation with a woman in real life, dating apps are not going to be successful for you either. Working on your flirting, your masculine presence, your ability to hold a conversation, these things need to be practiced both offline and online.
One guy writes, "Bruh, most matches are just bots." This guy asks, "How are conversation skills supposed to get you matches?" "Most men don't even get matches," another man writes. Chris thinks that apps just give too much choice. He'd rather be himself than fake it. Why change to suit someone else, Chris writes.
Not looking for anything serious. Just maybe a wife and kids. 6 foot, if that matters. Do you want to know what I do for work? What? I'm a video game designer. It's kind of my dream job. Cool. I feel like we talked a lot about you, and now not so much about me. Haha, sorry, LOL. How was your day?
So I met someone from the dating apps. She gives me her number. I text her, conversations are going well. But I hate texting. Most of the time, if you meet somebody off the dating apps and y'all just texting, y'all never gonna meet. And I'm not trying to become a pen pal. I'm not trying to do that. So I asked her, "Are you a FaceTime phone call kind of person or what?" She said, "No, I'm not really a phone call kind of person. I just like texting." I'm like, damn. So I'm asking her, like, when are you free? I'm trying to, get together, go on a little date or, do something. She said, yeah, I'll be busy a lot. I work at this restaurant and then I go to cheer practice because I teach girls how to cheer. So I'm like, okay, your schedule seems really busy. You say you work at a restaurant or a bar. You feel me? Can I pull up, show some support? She's like, yeah, I actually work tomorrow. You can pull up tomorrow. Say less, I'm there. So tomorrow comes around. I pull up to her job. She can't talk too much because she's obviously working. But the little conversations we did have, it was cool. I ate my little food, got my little drink. I tipped good. I tipped over 50% too. So I'm like, all right, bye. We gave each other a hug. You feel me? Everything was all cool. I'm like, yeah, I want to see you again. She said, yeah, I want to see you again too. I'm like, okay, this is perfect. A day or two go by, we still texting. So I'm like, all right, let's try this again. When are you free? I know you don't have a lot of free time, but do you got like an hour or two? We can hang out after our cheer practice. I'm like, all right, cool. I sent the location. I sent the time we was gonna meet at that location. Cool, I'll see you then. I'm like, all right, bet. So the day comes and we're still talking throughout the day, even though we're meeting up later on that night. And about 1 hour before we meet at this location, I sent a quick text like, hey, are you coming straight to the location or are you gonna stop at home first? Straight crickets. And a man like me, I'm not gonna get ready until I know you're gonna be there because I've been ghosted too many times to be pulling up early. Fuck that. Eventually, she hits me up an hour and a half later. We're already supposed to be at the location. Talking about, oh, sorry, my dad just had a seizure, yada, yada, yada. That's such a fucking coincidence. I was still supportive. I hope your dad is okay. This and that, feel me, we can set up another time. She said, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ghost you, that's really immature, yada, 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 but I am free before cheer practice tomorrow, so we can do something then. Nothing. Didn't hear nothing till 1 p.m. talking about, I just woke up. Okay, that's cool. Are we still on for today? She hits me up an hour after that, talking about, I just woke up again, LMAO. So me trying so hard not to self-sabotage and say some crazy ass shit, I played along with her little LMAO. Ha ha ha, get up, I wanna see you, ha ha ha, LMAO. You know what's funny? She ain't even reply after that. I didn't hear from her for the rest of the day. I sent her a text, which I shouldn't have, at like 8 or 9 o'clock. I just said good night. That's all I said. Here's the kicker though. The next day goes by. I obviously still haven't heard anything from her. I check her Instagram and she hid me from her stories. Wait, Deshaun, how do you know she hid you from her stories? Here's a little tip for the people who don't know. If somebody has highlights on their Instagram, yes, they can hide you from seeing their current stories, but their highlights disappear too when they hide you from their current stories. So I said, okay, no, it's cool. It's cool. I sent her one last text. Ooh, she got me triple texting. But a nigga like me who is struggling in this dating scene, I low-key crashed out and I sent a text like, hey, you didn't have to hide me from your stories. Could have just said you wasn't interested. I sent that shit. I ain't gonna lie. And I got blocked after that. She blocked me on Instagram. But man, this dating scene is so trash, bro.
A man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 200 times to get one coffee, and then 4 of those 5 coffees will ghost him. You can't tell women to lower their expectations, but this is the reality. When you ask a man if you could have a woman who had 80% of everything you wanted, 75% say, yeah, I'm on board. Mm-hmm. When you say to a woman, a man has 80% of what you want, 75% say that's not enough. But even look at the media. Right. What does the media tell a woman to do? He's out. Mm-hmm. But he didn't open your door. He's not nice to his parent. Walk right out on that man. Like, it's literally every piece of media is, you don't need him. You're a strong, independent woman. Pull the ripcord. You're out.
Imagine a grown-ass man blaming women for men's mental health issues. You can't take rejection? Oh no, they don't want me. I wonder why. I wonder why they don't want you.
If you wonder why you don't have luck with men on dating apps, it's because they see you as mega uber replaceable.
This girl had 120 matches on Hinge within like an hour. So my friend wanted me to make her dating profile because, you know, I'm the king at Hinge. Not really. She just can't log into Hinge or something. She's like blocked from Hinge or on her phone. I don't know. It's some shit like that. I don't really know the full story. But she was like, hey, make me a profile, then I'll see if I can log in once you make the profile. And granted, I got 2 phones because I use one for, and I know what you're going to say. Oh, he got 2 phones. No, I actually use one for business, but I made her an account on my other phone so I could just switch it over because I didn't want to fuck up my Hinge. So I make her account. She sends me some pictures. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. That works. Upload the pictures. She's an attractive girl. And we're strictly just friends. So I create this profile, make the profile. Everything looks good. She wasn't texting me back. She was at work, I guess. And so like I was like, yo, I got your shit set up. What do you want me to put? I was actually trying to do some prompts. I was like, what do you want me to put as your prompts? I go into, my special, arsenal, and I throw out some prompts that are gonna, I thought they were fire. I cannot make this shit up. I had the profile made for like an hour, and this girl had like 120, it was like 125 likes already, like matches where people wanted to match her. I'm not lying. If I make my profile and within an hour, I promise you, I only have maybe 5 people wanting to match me. Top 10, maybe. At the top. 120 likes in fucking an hour? She ends up texting me back and I'm like, yo, like you got 120 likes within an hour. And she was like, oh, that's nothing. Like, wait till by the end of the day, it'll probably be like 500. This is what I say. Dating is more easier for a woman than a man because y'all have plethora of options. We don't. Even being an attractive guy, we will never have more options than a woman. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying all the matches were quality, and some of these guys are just such the cringiest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Like, the things that some of the guys say is so cringe, and they put actual thought into this shit. Is like, why the fuck would you say that? I'm sorry, I couldn't believe it. Some guys are fucking vultures. And also, guys, update your fucking pictures. I was going through these motherfuckers. The pictures are fucking horrible. I woke up this morning with like 4 new matches. Life is rough.
1 out of the 125 are actually worth matching with. The quality of matches, good grief. But are they worth it? Can't even form a message besides hey or hi.
Your experience on dating apps will tell you everything you need to know about you superficially. If you ever do download one of these apps for research purposes, this is a great way to get an average of what people think when they first see you.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Brother, you ain't even got no hair under that bonnet. What the heck do you think you're doing? Giving advice to women? Let's hear it though. Let's hear it.
Like, what are people's initial thoughts when they see your appearance? Would I recommend it? Not completely. No, I would not. Just because dating apps as a whole for men, it usually goes to shit. Men usually don't have a good experience with dating apps. And I say usually. Little indicators knowing that you're performing well on one of these apps, I would say, everybody's results are different. But I'd say if you're on Hinge, I'd say if you get at least 30 to 50 likes in, let's say, a month. Those are solid numbers on Hinge. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot more quality over quantity. Now, Tinder, on the other hand, is significantly easier. So let's just call it like at least 100 within 2 weeks. I do think that dating apps did contribute to the lack of communication that we have today because now almost everything feels disingenuous. Nothing really feels authentic anymore. If you made it this far and you still haven't downloaded it, that's good on you. Your best bet, honestly, if you really care, and you got the hunger, your best bet is to go in person. You literally just go in person. You would simulate exactly what you would do on Hinge or Tinder, but you would actually have a lot better communication. And honestly, you'd probably have a lot better of a chance to actually bagging these women that you're talking to. I'm not going to say you should be shooting your shot at every woman, but if you did, you would have a higher chance than you would on Tinder or Hinge. Just make sure the shot attempts get better with every shot. Your field goal percentage should be going up as you start approaching more and attempting more shots. But just to reiterate, dating apps weren't meant to typically work for men. You know what I mean? That's why you get charged so much money. It's an infinite loop. And with that being how mostly men occupy dating apps, it's crazy how it really doesn't work for them. You know what I mean? It's only a small percentage of men who are actually getting matches and who are getting links. The results that women get are completely different. Like, it's out of this world.
And someone wrote, top 10% of guys probably get 90% of the swipes. Not probably, Pat writes. It is like that. Jesus wrote, Hinge actually reports its top 10 gets the 85% of chicks.
Reason 1,000,001 why the dating apps fucking suck is the men on there are ass fucking ugly. Y'all literally built the fire, then climbed into the pot. You decided amongst yourselves that putting effort into how you look, caring about your appearance, means you're gay. Now you're unattractive and women don't want to be with you, and yet you somehow still feel entitled to having an attractive, intelligent partner. But then she makes you feel insecure because you don't like how you look, you don't feel good about yourself, you lack self-confidence, and then you blame her. If you don't put effort into how you look and how you present yourself, why would I think you're going to put effort into me and our relationship if you can't even do it for yourself? Take a shower, get a haircut, get a skincare routine, and start wearing some better clothes that fit and look good. Put some effort in, and you may start getting some more matches. And if you're going to be offended by this, I would strongly suggest you look at the amount of matches you have and take a look at yourself. Do something about it.
I will never return to dating apps because there's only 4 kind of men on there. Number 1, we've got the incels. These are the ones that have never had this much access to women in their lives. They will likely send you a very weird, very overtly sexual message. Then when you don't respond, they'll say, your mum's a fat slag anyway. Cuss the rest of your family and cuss all women in general because they're just angry at the world. Next, you've got the squatters. These are the ones that have been living on the app for years. They've moved all their furniture in and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. They keep paying their council tax. You could delete the app a million times, re-download it a million times, years could pass and you will still see that person there. That is their second home. Then you've got the ego hunters. These are the ones that are just on the app for their daily dose of validation. They're extremely insecure in themselves. They need it to feel like women fancy them, otherwise they don't understand their purpose in life. They are very easy to spot. Then lastly, you've got the genuine ones. Aww. These are the lovely, handsome men that are actually looking for and are ready for a serious relationship. However, they are the unicorns. They are almost mythical. But because there have been some lucky women that have had those, this is the hope that has most women on the app in the first place. But it is a needle in a haystack situation, and you're going to keep going through years and years and years of the first 3 until you find that needle. Is it actually worth it? I personally don't think so.
Don't forget the married ones. In real life, guys are like this too. I knew a guy who lived at a nightclub that was in a college town, and this guy was in his 30s, telling me how he went there night after night.
No, because we're actually tired. For me, it's the 30-plus-year-old men having on their profile, looking for long-term but open to short. Like, I know there's going to be a subsection of people who feel like there's nothing wrong with that. At least they're being honest. But I'm not being funny. It's literally like going to a Michelin-star restaurant. You're sitting down, you're waiting for your dessert, and they come up to you and they say, actually, madam, you could either get served a Michelin-star creme brulee this evening, or you'll get a cornetto. You'll get a bloody cornetto, and you don't know which is going to be which, because really and truly, when you use that kind of long-term open to short, there's a lack of boundaries, there's a lack of intentionality, and more times than none, because of the power imbalance, 3, 4, 5 weeks down the line, they could be spitting to you their best game, and they can turn around to you and say, oh, actually, you know, I'm not looking for anything serious, you know, I was open to short, like nothing was promised. And also, why are you running? Why are you running when statistically you benefit more from marriage than women? Why are you running from marriage?
I never let a girl open up the door for herself. That's just
Thank you.
It's all you, princess.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, so whoever said dating apps is a good place to meet new people, just know I can count your days of peace on a tightly closed hand. The streets give me anxiety. Very first time using a dating app, I matched with this one girl. So after we matched, I sent her a text and I was like, hey, what's up? And she responded like 10 minutes later. It was kind of cool. She was like, hey, I found you really attractive. We should meet at a hotel tonight so I can show you what The Rock has been cooking. Now hold your horses and keep them held. I know how crazy hookup culture is on dating apps, but you can look me up in a dictionary and it will tell you I am not about that life. Not at all. If that's your prerogative, then hey, no shame. But I can't get jiggy with that. Those are unjiggable circumstances. For real. You see, I wasn't going for that at all. So I tell her, I'm not going to meet up with you, especially with no ID verification. You feel me? I think her curriculum was a little defunded because then she says, boy, I'm not going to show you my ID. And before I even had a chance to respond, she was like, you know what? I don't have time to be wasting with little ass boys like you. I'm not going to show you my government ID. So now I'm thinking to myself like, damn, we a little low speed coded, aren't we, Pookie? Because I wasn't asking for her literal ID. That's insane. Then the thought occurred to me. We've only had 1/16th U.S. president. Therefore, we are not Lincoln.
I do think everyone kind of goes into dating apps with a racial bias. I cast a lot of dating shows for Jubilee, and we'll do like versus one or T for two. And the first question I ask people is, do you have a preference of ethnicity? And they always say no. And then a question later down the line will be like, can you describe physically what your person that you're attracted to looks like? And they'll say things like blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, traditionally white people have blonde hair and blue eyes. So you do have like a racial preference, you know?
I live in Southern California, and there's literally 7% of blacks in the whole state. So just imagine when I'm on a dating app, all I see is Latino. Meet Christopher. He's 6'3" and an occasional drinker. Watch how the conversation started and how it ended. We should chill. What's your availability like? This fool talks about how he's not drinking, though he should do something low key with me. I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of drinking too. He's like, hopefully you're not tired of movies and cuddling. I say, of course not. And then he follows with this. Movie date in bed it is then.
He like who you think you is. Nigga, not your bitch. Nigga, not your hoe. No.
This dude got Next up, Luis. 37-year-old single father of 3 kids that are my world. So if that's an issue, move on. And then there's Dak. He writes, I'm very unhinged. Hope you can match it. The list goes on and on and on.
A man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 200 times to get 1 coffee, and then 4 of those 5 coffees will ghost him.
And I wonder why.